Hey, welcome into the 550th episode of Grabbing the Brisket. I'm just kidding. I don't know what episode we're on.
Has it been that long? Oh, my God.
I literally don't know either, and I should know that.
It's our bicentennial. No, wait. I'm not using it correctly.
No, you're not. And it's fine.
I always mess it up.
Yeah.
Bison nickel. I don't know.
Yeah.
Right. I actually mess it up on purpose just so you guys can correct me, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Just to
Right.
Correct you if
You're a
you're
giving
wrong.
guy, James.
correct. Yeah. Hey, I try to get you involved.
That's great.
So we got a fun episode planned for you today. We got a wonderful interview with Bob Trudnak with BBQ Guru.
Barbecue Bob.
BBQ Bob. So it's going to be a fun one.
I'm excited for this one. Yeah. And I had a hell of a week last week, too. So I just want to throw that out there. I don't know if we're getting into that yet. Or,
Yeah,
no.
Yeah, tell us about your
First of all,
vacation. Yeah.
John, you can't do that.
I'm gonna do it anyway.
You can't nominate yourself as a hell of a week.
I'm doing it.
And then proceed, just go right into it like
My
that.
week was so damn good.
Okay.
It was me and my wife in San Juan, Puerto Rico at the freaking Ritz-Carlton on the beach. Everything paid for. I think we spent like $140 the whole week in a pool with a freaking bucket of beer next to me the entire time. It was fantastic. First time vacationing without the kids in 14 years. It was amazing.
Wow. And it's funny because I have my first vacation with the kids ever coming up on Friday. I'm sure it'll be great.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong.
So with the kids and without the kids, right?
It's a different vacation.
No, it is. It's just you like indulge in yourself, right?
Yeah, it's totally. Yeah, there's zero stress involved.
Well, other than drinking a bucket of beer, what'd you do?
Yeah. Give us. I mean,
I
was
did
that
some
it?
pina coladas, some margaritas.
Okay. Rum. So rum.
Yeah, a lot of
tequila.
rum. Yeah, and I don't ever do tequila, but these were
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, I saw you shot a lot of pictures, like a lot of food porn pics to
Yeah,
us,
they had
like
some
all throughout
good
the whole
food.
thing.
Yeah,
You
the
indulged
food was-
in the food.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys would go for everything I was eating, but
some of it,
maybe
yeah.
Matt had some like a lot of lobster stuff, a lot of really good steaks, some like sushi type stuff. It was a lot of good shit. It was really good.
Nice.
Really enjoyed it.
Huh.
And when I got back, there was a new grill waiting for me in the entryway. So, boom.
John was very fortunate. Won a brand new Weber Retro.
Mm-hmm.
Those things are pretty pimp.
Yeah, it's the 70th anniversary. This thing is
The turquoise one?
slick. Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess they have 4 different colors, but the one I got has like it looks like the emblem of an old T-bird or something around the.
Yeah, we've seen them.
It's sexy.
Like,
as shit.
you know what we thought? We're like, who really deserves this? And then we all
Right.
thought of you.
Right.
The guy who's
perfect.
on vacation
Right,
for
yeah.
a week.
Yeah, this is the guy we would nominate. If anybody else could win one, no, only this guy.
God,
Yeah.
that thing cost me $23.
There it is. It was an our raffle thing, right?
Yeah. One of the groups I'm in on Facebook. So
Yeah,
Coming
that's cool.
to 500 TikToks near you.
Right.
there's already been 2 videos out.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, shout out to Perry Brooks, Brisket Man on TikTok. He's the one that shot me a text, I think that day, or maybe it was Saturday or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, John just won a Weber. I'm like, John who?
Who is this?
Oh,
this-
our John.
You mean James? Maybe it's James.
Right.
You spelled my name wrong.
Exactly. So, congrats, John. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's badass. I'm super happy with it.
Yeah, and we got a lot of Oklahoma Joe pits to play with. So,
Mm-hmm.
See that actually that happened right before you were leaving, I guess, right?
I haven't got to put mine together yet, but it's coming as well. I'm
Boom.
excited for that new Rider Deluxe.
hell yeah.
And we just put together James's new reverse smoke Oklahoma Joe.
Yeah, reverse flow,
Yeah.
The
offset smoker. Yeah,
The Longhorn.
Longhorn.
Yeah.
And I was really shocked about that. Is it really wasn't that? It wasn't that difficult. Like for being an offset smoker, you'd think it'd be a little bit more involved, but I think they kind of thought of everything you could do, and still be able to like ship it and everything
Yeah.
else, right?
Right.
So it was pretty easy to put together.
Well, it looks like a beast.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, we're sitting like 2 feet from it here. It's,
Yeah.
it's,
Yeah,
it's
it's in
in
the garage.
studio, so
It is.
it
In
looks like a
studio.
beast.
All right, so barbecue news, John.
barbecue news.
Let's
we have
do it.
some barbecue news.
I think you have a name for it.
I think Jan came up with a name, Hot Off the Grill.
Hot off the grill.
Is that
Yeah.
what you called it?
I did.
Hot Off the Grill news.
It's almost like the
What
is that? The Looney Tunes.
Yes,
Like, that's
exactly.
all, folks. Great. Thank you. That's what happens when I don't drink.
What is going on with you? Yeah, so we had a couple of big things come. The Memphis in May just happened. So we have some winners of that. And we also have, just today, they announced the Barbecue Hall of Fame winners for 2022.
Are we in it?
I think we were like two votes
just
shy.
out of it. Damn
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Sorry, we were
Next
really
year.
close
Okay.
to winning that
Right.
thing.
That's all we can do. Be close.
Yeah, anyways, and there's a lot of stuff. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on about this
Yeah,
today.
we'll reel off a couple names.
Yeah, get some highlights.
John Markus, if you guys are familiar, he's the executive producer on Barbecue Pitmasters. Does a lot of competing.
Okay. Yeah.
Has some restaurants. Wrote on a lot of shows, including Mighty Mouse, 1978. I looked that up today.
Is that Looney Tunes?
I don't know. Is Mighty Mouse Looney
No,
Tunes?
I think it's its own thing.
It's a Warner Brothers things, isn't
Yeah,
it?
I don't know. Ed Mitchell, he's one of the North Carolina whole hog cookers. Joe Traeger, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Joe Traeger.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, I think I heard of him.
Who's from
Yeah.
the family of Triggers?
Yes, yeah. So, I mean, that had to be. I don't know if he was on there last year. If he's a first ballot guy, but he had to be, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's the thing, whether you like pellet grills or not, what he brought to the barbecue.
Is that
table
so? Yeah, what
is-
qualifies for that? Is just contributions to barbecue? Is that how
Well,
you
it's
get
the
that award?
advancement of a whole new
Yeah.
technology now that's
But I mean, that's what you get. That's how they award those. It's however you made some kind of contribution to.
Yeah, I guess.
the
Yeah, I
world
guess
of
like any
barbecue.
Hall of Fame.
Sure.
I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, eventually we'll be up there with all the contributions that we lead to in this barbecue market.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
just
Pretty
kidding.
sure about that. And the last one was
well, that was good.
The last one was our
I have
friend
a
we
dream.
met. We met up in the MBBQA was Ann Whippen. So she is
Congrats, Lee.
Hey, see, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
We know Leanne. So.
in like Swin.
Yeah.
Celebrity pitmaster, judge, pro competitor, restaurateur, TV personality. She's on the Barbecue Nation with our friend over there, JT.
Yep.
She got that grabbing the brisket bump.
That's right. That's right.
Boom.
Actually,
And they host the podcast as well.
yeah, the Barbecue Nation.
That's right.
Yep. So she's in, and I just talked to her today. Might have her on next week, if not maybe the week after that, to talk about what a badass she is.
Cool.
Legacy members, these are the folks that I guess passed away, but it's in its own category
Sure.
or whatever. Bobby Mueller, Louis
Yep.
Mueller's son. Karen Putnam, she was kind of like one of the, what do you call it, blazed a trail for women in barbecue, kicked a lot of ass. She's got a cookbook out there too. And Adam Scott, he's another Carolina whole hog, and I think he's got a barbecue sauce that's
That sugar-free Scott's
Yeah.
barbecue sauce, yeah.
really
Yeah.
popular. So, and the Impact Award, this is a brand new category they have, and this is so their inaugural winners went to the Unsung Black Barbecue Cooks. So,
Okay.
kind of cool.
Fantastic.
Very cool.
And then, for Memphis in May, maybe somebody else wants to read off some of these.
Yeah, no, we did hand out pamphlets to everybody here
Yeah.
at the table, but it seems like me and John's the only one that brought our homework to the table.
Is it on email or something?
Yeah, it was on an email.
Let me reel off just a couple. So Memphis in May winner, grand champion was Blues Hog Barbecue.
Oh.
That has to be like, I mean,
We could have
everybody-
told you that, right?
Everybody uses their products.
Yeah.
Like everybody, and they still kicked everybody's ass with their own
That's
stuff.
saying something. That's the
Yeah.
whole I'll tell you what I do. I'm still gonna kick your ass.
Yeah.
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 Well, we could have told you they're going to win anyways.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
if they say this was in a category like at a fight, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, oh, Blues Hog? Yeah, we'll take them.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pork division. We got the ribs. You got Heath Riiles coming in there with the ribs.
He was on our show.
Yeah, he was.
Okay.
Great
Okay.
gentleman. Shoulder, we got Sweet Swine of Mine.
He was on our show too.
Yep,
There it is.
Mark Lambert.
that's right.
And-
When we were at the MBBQA.
Yeah.
Whole Hog, of course, went to Blues Hog. I think it is Whole Hog. Like, if you win Whole Hog, you're probably going to win.
I think you have a
Grand
better
champion.
chance probably, but I know that there has been winners in the past that were one of the other two
We
categories.
got to ask how that whole thing works, because it might be similar to what Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo you was like back in the day, where that one meat category could get you the grand champion, and your meat, your brisket would go up against a chicken or pork rib. It could be a similar
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
sounds
don't,
like
I don't think
know.
it is.
I don't know if
though.
you're cooking all three or if you're just cooking one. I really don't know. But I know that they're judging you on. Fuck, I don't really know. I'm making shit up at this
Well, maybe
point.
it's something that we can ask Bob later
Any
on.
more you say now are lies.
Right, yeah, I'm going to stop right there.
Thanks.
Shut up, Shane.
There's also the Green Grilling Award.
Okay.
I haven't heard of that one. I don't know if that's new, but I imagine it's relatively new. But that went to Sweet Cheeks.
That has to do with recycling. I'm pretty
Yeah,
Recycle
I think
those.
it's like whatever team recycled the most trash.
Is it the most
okay.
beers drank? Like, you had the most
If you just
recyclable
drink a bunch of beer and throw it in a recycle
cans.
bin, you win.
You're the winner. Yes. Also,
Then the Kingsford Tour of Champions, the Shed Barbecue.
we had them on the show.
Yep, another one that we talked to at the
I'm not
BBQ.
saying there's a correlation, but
I'm
Was
just
it
saying
just
they're all
grab
getting
them
this
in the
bump.
brisket?
Yeah.
right. Yes.
So I think the Kingsford Tour of Champ is like a People's Choice competition or something like that.
correct.
Yeah. And then Patio Porkers by Porkatude. Or Porkatude, sorry.
Pork dude, yeah.
Yeah.
Porkatude. So that's the Patio Porkers is the equivalent to the barbecue or backyard division. So I guess I don't know if this means they don't do a lot of comps or what. How you do
Maybe
the
they
backyard division.
probably set up the pros to be in this certain division, and maybe you got some the up and coming newer.
That's
Right.
kind of cool. I
You
like that. You know,
Get your
some-
taste, you get
yeah.
your feet wet.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of those backyard division ones around here. And Jan still doesn't have his thing out. So the ancillary
I'm sorry.
categories, we'll go into that.
I'm not
going to
have it. I can't log into it. So
Okay. So the turkey was Iowa Barbecue Store corn cookers. The hot wing competition went to Sweet Swine O' Mine, our friend. Beef, which I'm assuming is brisket, or I don't know if they can cook any beef or if it's just brisket. It's probably brisket, right? It's got to be brisket. Boar's Night Out. We have not had on yet.
we've not had, but Heath Riiles was with Boar's Night Out before he went and started.
Yep. So is Malcolm Reed,
Yep,
who is with Killer Hogs now, and he won the poultry division
there it is.
or section or whatever the hell you call it. Seafood. Pure Pleasure Porkers.
Okay.
Triple P's.
All right.
And I wasn't going to name any second places, but I will say Mo Kason got second in seafood. So nice job, Big Mo. Exotic was the Beastie Boys.
Very cool.
I wonder what they made in that exotic.
I don't know. We can reach out. We can ask them.
Yeah.
Sauce division, we got the tomato burnt finger barbecue. Mustard sauce went to the Pig Diamonds, and the vinegar sauce went to Colonel Rib.
Okay,
All right.
damn, it's a lot of categories.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few more little miscellaneous categories that I don't think we have to get into, but we'll post this. We'll post it in the description of this episode. If you want to see it, you can go.
Go
it.
look yourself.
Yeah,
Why are you asking us
just
to do
look.
it?
Just scroll
Jeez,
down,
just
butthole.
Google this.
Hey, what I did here is there was a lot of people that we have got to hang out with or have met or had on the podcast or whatever that were being called out.
Yeah, some close personal friends of ours. We're all
Right,
winning,
so-
so.
People
I'm just
we
saying,
spend time
if
with.
you want to win these competitions, you need to kind of,
Be on the show.
be on the show.
Tell your people to reach out to our people.
Support our show. How about that?
Definitely.
Oh, congratulations to all those people, though.
Hey, we're going to take a quick little break here. Pay some bills. Stay tuned. See you in a sec.
Yeah, here's a word from our sponsors. Hey guys, let's welcome in Bob Trudnak, a.k.a. Barbecue Bob, a.k.a. the Barbecue Guru. Hey Bob, hey, thank you for being on the Grabbing the Brisket podcast.
Hey, you're welcome. I got a lot of AKAs, I guess.
I did.
Right.
I was like, holy
we add any more?
shit.
Yeah. Let's come up with another one during this.
You forgot AKA Bobby T.
There
Bobby
it
T.
is.
Bobby
There it
T.
It
is.
is. Yes. Yes. That's for the new, I don't know if it's new really or not, the pizza sauces and whatnot, right?
Yeah, the pizza sauce and seasoning. I came out last November with them.
Nice.
Yeah, that's something that I guess Jan's ears perked up a little bit, and he's like, pizza sauces and seasonings? Like Jan's been doing, he's been trying to craft making his own pizzas here.
Yeah, I'm 2 years into working on my own dough sauce recipe. Not to sell, not to do
Really?
anything with it, just at home, right? Just trying to perfect the perfect pizza and sauce and cheese, and I don't know. I'm really big into it. I think about it a lot. I watch
Yeah.
a lot of videos. I love pizza.
Sounds like you just need to try his.
Yeah, I know. Like so listen, I'm definitely going to order some. So there it is.
Well, thank you. Yeah, just get me an address. I'll get you some out to try and let me know what you think. But yeah, I've been doing homemade pizza. My grandmother taught me how to make homemade pizzas. I was like 7 years old.
Nice.
So it just came naturally to me.
What do you cook yours on now? Like, are you doing it outside on the grill or something, or you got a little special oven for it?
So, well, back in January, I became a brand ambassador for Alpha Ovens.
Okay.
And Alpha Ovens are out of Italy. They're beautiful, wood-fired. They do wood-fired and gas-fired ovens.
Oh,
but
man.
I'm a barbecue guy, so I wanted all wood. So they sent me one of their all-wood 4-Pise models. And it's gorgeous. I use wood splits. I cut down a maple tree here about a year and a half ago. I've been using all maple splits. And, I just really, I'm having an absolute blast with it because I'm doing way more than pizza. I'm doing all kinds of meats in there and side dishes and desserts. It's a really cool oven.
No doubt. Yeah. I mean, you can, people don't realize just, you're outside. It's just like barbecuing and whatever else. I mean, essentially, there's no difference, right? You've got a live fire and you're cooking whatever, but you can cook steaks.
Exactly.
I mean, I've seen some of the products coming off of those pits, and first of all, it was eye opening to see that you could even do a dessert and you can do different things on those style of pits. And people think like, oh, they're only for pizza. And you're like, no, that's an oven. That thing's built to cook whatever you want, breads, whatever.
Yeah, it's almost like it kind of equates to barbecue just a little bit, except for all the work is done in the prepping, right? The beforehand, the cooking portion it only takes like, minutes.
Well, it depends on what you're cooking.
Yeah, so it's right. It's hot and fast. When you're making pizzas, there's a ton of prep work. I do a 28-hour dough. And I've done a lot of dough recipes over the years. I've cooked a lot of pizzas in ovens, on grills. I've burnt more than my fair share of them on, ceramic grills and stuff. But I've really perfected a dough that I absolutely love. I teach it in my pizza classes. And
we're best friends right now.
There's a lot of prep that goes into it, and then you pull off a pizza every 90 seconds. It's ridiculous.
That's what I'm talking about.
I need this class.
I know. I am like, my ears are like on fire right now. I'm like, I got to take one of your classes. This is
yeah, for sure.
This is because I'm just a guy from Texas that loves, I do like, I love cooking inside. I love cooking outside. So I love both aspects of it and whatever. I'm not just a barbecue guy or whatever else, but making doughs, making breads. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's art.
Yeah, it is, man. So
I'm the same way. I'm the same way. I can spend hours making like pepper jams or mustards or whatever. I love all aspects of cooking, prepping, side dishes, everything you can think of.
Nice.
So I know you have to have been putting some barbecue meats on your pizza. Is there like a favorite of yours?
Oh yeah, I did a brisket pizza a few weeks back. Man, did that get some hits.
Yeah.
I was, we cater. So my wife and I have a catering business in the Philly suburbs. We've been doing that for 11 years or so. And I knew that I was cooking pizzas that Friday night, and we had a catering gig it was like a luncheon that day for briskets. And I'm like, listen, we're cooking an extra brisket because I'm going to start making brisket pizzas. And I know my daughter loves brisket pizza. She actually introduced me to this this brisket pizza that her and I made a couple of years ago for Father's Day. And it had like goat cheese on it and all this other stuff. It was awesome. So I decided to do like a Neapolitan pizza with sliced brisket on it.
Nice.
And I made a reel with it and stuff. And yeah, it came out great. But I want to do burnt end pizzas. I want to do pork belly pizzas. And, I love to come up with some wacky and crazy ideas.
That sounds amazing. You do any calzones on that thing?
You can do whatever you want.
I have, yeah. I've done some, you can do whatever you want. I've done calzones. I've done strombolis. I'll smoke wings, and then I take my I have a wing sauce on the market. I named after my son. It's called Mighty Mitch's. And I'll take that and put it in cast iron with the smoked wings and put them in the pizza oven at like 650 degrees, and they get super crispy in about 3 minutes.
Yep.
And I pull them out and put some crumbled blue cheese on there, and the people go nuts for them.
That sounds amazing.
I'm gonna have to get some damn pizza tonight now.
Right.
I know.
Yeah. Pizza down here in Texas is insane.
Pizza
No, we don't have pizza like you do in you know the Philly area. Then you have whether you go all the way up to like New York or whatever else. But is that considered Midwest, or is Philly still is
Northeast, right?
Is it? What is Midwest?
Philly's Northeast. Philly's
Northeast. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't realize how spoiled I was till I started traveling.
Yeah.
And, I was in Atlanta, all over Texas, the Midwest, and I'm like, oh, there's a pizza joint. I'm staying at a hotel, let me order a pizza. I'm like, what the hell is this?
It's not pizza.
It's not good.
This is what they're calling pizza? Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'd rather eat freaking Domino's.
Right. Everybody recommends, like, oh, you got to go try this pizza place over here. And then you go try it, and it's like straight trash.
I think it's a difference in like even making doughs and whatever else, right?
It's the bread.
There's a water. Even our water is different
And the
than
air,
it is.
the humidity and everything.
Yeah, the humidity's bad here. It's just different than going up north and in that direction or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
I definitely, man. I'm like any pizza. Like you're talking about like, New York style Chicago. I've had Chicago, New York. I've had a lot of them, but. Is there a certain one for Philly that does Philly have a certain style or a pizza, or is it the same? No.
Well, I mean, Philly has a lot of different styles, but I mean, like the New York round thin crust is big. There are some places known in this area that do the cheese first and then the sauce. I'm not a huge fan of that. I like the sauce to hit the dough and build on the crust, and then your toppings on top of that. But I actually grew up in this like northeast part of Pennsylvania, Scranton, northeast PA. Old Forge is a town up there, and they have their own style of pizza. It's really interesting. It's a square or rectangle pizza, very crispy crust, not too thick, not too thin. Almost like a thin,
thin Detroit or something.
Yeah. It's like a Detroit pizza style. The crust is, but it's very cheesy. And they actually, a lot of them will blend their sauce and cheese together before it goes on the pizza.
Oh wow,
that's interesting.
And it's good. It's very unique. It's very cheesy. They do a lot of like sliced sausage as opposed to crumble. Very flavorful. They'll mix American cheese in with cheddars, so it's very creamy.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good. So I've been fortunate to grow up on fantastic pizza. Actually, one of my favorite pizza places growing up became famous through that show, The Office.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Called Alfredo's.
Yes.
Alfredo's was Alfredo's. I never watched The Office. It's not my thing. And I heard it's funny and all that stuff. But I grew up in a little town called Chinchilla, and Alfredo's pizza place was a tiny little place. It was at the bottom of the hill, the mountain I grew up on. So I used to walk down there, get pizza for lunch with my buddies, come back up. Then they moved, and I thought they were out of business, but they opened up in another part of town. And then years and years later, they became famous on The Office. And that pizza's phenomenal.
Now, is that
you get spoiled.
Is that Alfredo's pizza, or is that pizza by Alfredo?
He hasn't seen the episode. He doesn't know what you're talking about.
I had to do that for the fans that were listening. I had to do it.
I know it's Alfredo's pizza. It's the original, and you got to try it. Yeah. But I've never seen it, so I don't know.
It's funny.
What made it so famous?
Right. Yeah. I think there was a bit in the show about it or something, right?
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah.
That's funny.
So, Bob, we've seen you all over TV. We know that you've done a bunch of competitions, and you've cooked at some of the top competitions all across, not just this country, but all across the world.
Yes.
Usually we like to have you kind of let us know how you got into this whole barbecue thing and this whole guru thing, and then what you're kind of up to nowadays, and if there's a notable competition out there that you've competed in, that you're kind of your top favorite moment. I mean, we'd love to hear anything you'd like to share with us.
Okay. Well, I hope you have a couple hours. No. Yeah, I'll keep it as much as I can to the point. But so it's interesting. I grew up loving to cook. Italian grandmother on my mother's side, and just being around people who love to cook and cooked a lot for big groups of people for the family. So that was already in my blood. And then the whole homemade thing became, as I became an adult, I wanted to make my own. I didn't want to buy stuff. I wanted to make it. Whether it was a barbecue sauce, a seasoning, a mustard, beer, wine, you name it. I was just drawn to creating my own. So back in 1999, now I have a degree in marketing and photography and design. And back in 1999, I was at a company I didn't really love, and my wife was working as a nursing recruiter. And one of the people she worked with, her son-in-law, owned a business, and he was an inventor. And so they started chatting, and they wanted to interview me because of my design and marketing skills. So I met with them, and I interviewed with a man named Fred Perkle, Shotgun Fred. And he was from San Antonio, Texas originally, moved up to Chester County, Pennsylvania. He was an engineer and started engineering his own temperature control valves for a lot of, for the pulp and paper industry, for the railroad industry, for the chemical tracing industry. And he was looking for a guy who could do marketing and, photography and all that. Well, when I showed up and I was chatting about like food and some of my portfolio or like food photography and all this stuff, and he's like, oh my God, he started talking about barbecue. And, I talked about my love of cooking, and we hit it off. So I started working for him on the valve side of things in 1999. By 2003, we had come up with, and mainly Fred, I was just helping him along, the younger guy back then. And I was helping him in his development of this barbecue guru temperature control system. So he taught me what real traditional Southern barbecue was all about. And it was more of a Texas style because that's where he grew up in San Antonio.
Right.
So as I was learning all this, and we were developing products, everything from like tamale makers to salsa choppers, everything you could think of, we came up with this temperature control system. It was analog. It was very rudimentary, but we had a temperature control that sat on the stack of a ceramic grill with a actuator on it that would use wax and open and close a module to open and close the stack of the cooker based on temperature. So
it was like a thermocoupler, right?
So this was before the electronic, before the probes, before the electronic control. It was basically a thermostat that sat on top of the stack.
Yep.
And would open it would open and close to allow airflow or not allow airflow.
Huh.
Something very simple. And as we were testing it, the guys in the shop were complaining that the smoke was rolling into the assembly areas. So he grabbed a big industrial fan and started blowing air past the cooker out to the back parking lot. And he realized how quick that modulated shut because there was too much air flowing by and getting into the bottom of the cooker. So a light bulb went off in his head. And, we ended up getting in touch with a friend of his who was an electrical engineer. And we developed this fan system that was controlled electronically and with probes to maintain the temperature in a cooker based on airflow. So it was modulating a fan instead of controlling a stack.
Yep.
And that was revolutionary. You know, and our first control was, we called it the competitor. We had a pit minder and a competitor model. One had just pit probe. The other one had a pit probe and a food probe. And we started making these things, screwing them together, getting the boards assembled. And I think the first event we ever went to was Memphis and May World Championship in 2003 down on Tom Lee Park, Memphis. And we had backpacks with brochures that I made and with controls, and we were asking teams if they would try it out. We didn't know how serious the barbecue thing was back then.
Yo, man.
We just knew there was 300 guys on the river drinking beer and had smokers going. So, you know, it was that. It was like grassroots kind of marketing. Like, here we are. I'm Bob. This is Fred. You know, we're introducing this product, and people thought we were nuts. Like, you can't have a computer control a charcoal fire. What are you, crazy?
Right.
And then a couple people let use them on their cookers, and we proved to be successful. They were like, "Oh my God, you got to be kidding me!" One of my longtime buddies, Joseph, he was out of Houston, Joseph Korchanik, Coconut Eye Barbecue. We installed one on his cooker, and, you know, in a rough Texan kind of voice, he's like, "God damn it, boys." He goes, "You sure as hell took the C out of cooking, but you sure as hell put the D back in drinking."
I know it. That's funny.
It was one of those things. He goes, "I don't have to do anything. I don't have to worry about dampers. I don't have to worry about wind. I don't have to worry about rain." So, you know, we knew we had something, and I told Fred, you know, we need to have a barbecue team. We have a passion for cooking like these guys have a passion for cooking. We need to be one of them. We need to be competitive barbecue guys who understand the whole industry, and we need to sell to these people because we need, you know, we don't just want to be on the outside looking in. We need to be one of them. And I really felt strongly about that. So we started a team. And then I realized how much I loved it, and I was obsessed with it, and I loved competing, and we started doing well. And it just kind of rolled from there.
That's awesome.
It just snowballs, doesn't it? You get that first walk, and it's all over.
Yeah. I mean, I think my first call was in Philly. It was called the Liberty Bell Contest. I think there were so many teams there they called top 15. I got 15th in chicken. I was thrilled out of my mind. You know, so then from there, I was able to go to the Jack. You know, in 2010, we went to the Jack, and we were like a point away from Grand Champion. We took reserve Grand Champion at the Jack Daniels, and that was an incredible moment for me, for us as a team. My brother Mark was there, and my friend Kenny was there. Fred was there. Fred was in poor health back then. He passed away in 2012 of ALS, but he had a stroke at a contest in 2008, and it was rough for him getting around. He had a driver, and he was there. He was able to be there with us. But yeah, reserve Grand Champion. QAL beat us by like a point, maybe less. That was an incredible moment.
That's awesome.
You know, second place rib call at the American Royal. You know, first place. I took first place ribs at the World Food Championship in Vegas. You know, there was a lot of wonderful moments. You know, many state grand championships, especially in the Northeast.
Yep.
And then in 2013, I was fortunate enough to go to England and compete. And I met a lot of great people, you know, throughout England and Europe there. And I think we finished third overall. You know, it's funny because they told us, hey, we supply the meats. And we were traveling to England, so I'm not going to be carrying briskets and pork butts and ribs with me.
You can't check
but I just, yeah, check your bag. Now, since then, I may have smuggled in a couple briskets and some really nice ribs over to Europe, but that was my first trip over there, and I didn't want to take a risk. I didn't know anything about traveling with meats. So I get there, and I'm like, well, where are the meats? And they showed us. They had like a walk-in refrigerator, and there was a box. I don't know, maybe it was 12 inches long by 10 inches high by 10 inches deep. And they're like, they're your meats. I'm like, well, all right, well, which one is this? Is the brisket or the pork? Or no, that's all four. What? That's your chicken, your ribs, your pork butts, and your brisket. I opened this thing. The brisket looked like a London broil with a slice right down the center that was probably 1/2 inch deep. There were baby back ribs in there that were no wider than an iPhone 8 and probably about as thick. There were like 8 chicken thighs, and then there was this piece of pork that resembled a pork butt. I was like, wait, are you shitting me right now? Like, this is what I'm cooking for the competition? Like, well, you can get... I'm like, well, I don't know where to... there's like no butchers over there that are supplying competition barbecue meats. So I made the best of it. I trimmed the brisket, and it was literally like a large London broil, and there was a slice right down the center. So I turned it over, and what was the bottom side of the flat, I made the top side of the flat to hide the slice. I ended up putting about 18 ribs in the box because they were so tiny. We put some pulled and sliced pork. We managed to get some pulled and sliced pork in there, and then the chicken was the chicken. They were just tiny little thighs. So every piece of chicken I cooked, I put in the box. And we ended up like second in ribs and fourth in brisket and, third in chicken. And we ended up third overall out of like 30, 40 teams.
Now, did you keep?
So I was thrilled out.
Did you keep your same flavor profile, or did you tweak it? I mean, I don't know. Are their taste buds a little bit different over there in England versus what you would see probably where you're from or here in the United States?
I think now there's a lot of different flavor profiles.
Okay.
When I went over there in 2013, I came over there with my products. Well, what products I had? I had one sauce and one rub back then. But I came over with what I used in American KCBS barbecue competitions. I know Dr. Barbecue, Ray Lampe, was over there teaching for quite a while. Rocky Danner used to go over there and teach. They knew what American flavors were. They didn't have all the products over there like they do now.
Right.
And then when I started going to Germany and the Netherlands and cooking, it was kind of a progression. Like, I would always bring my own flavors. And I was teaching classes over there. So I taught a class over there, and I want to say 2015, and I taught them what I used in the U.S. And then dealers would call suppliers in the U.S. and try to get those products. And then Mo and I taught classes over there. Tuffy, Mo, and I taught classes over there. So over the years, I think they've not only adopted American products to cook barbecue, especially KCBS events, but then they've also developed their own flavors. There's a lot of very, very talented cooks in Europe. But they were just trying to understand the whole KCBS thing, the whole flavor profile, and the methods of cooking and what to look for. But so since then, there have been a lot of very talented pit masters who've developed their own products, and I think they've added their own flair to those American flavors. So competing over there now, you can still win with American flavors, but I think the judges are used to a modified version of that because so many pit masters have developed their own flavors over there since then and do really well with them. But at the end of the day, it's all about balance, right?
Right.
It's all about perfect amount of heat, perfect amount of salt, perfect amount of sweet. So, yeah, I went over there with my own thing, and it's evolved from there. So, if I were next time I cook over there, which I hope is soon, I would do my due diligence and taste some of the more popular brands over there against what I'm bringing, and possibly make some tweaks.
Do they have a championship over there in Europe?
Oh yeah, there's a few of them over there.
Okay.
I haven't really kept up with all of them. There's one I always wanted to do. It was in the Italian Alps, and it's in January. And you have a cabin, and you're on probably 3 to 5 feet of snow. And by the end of the weekend, your smoker is down about 3 feet because it's melted down into the snow. And you're dressing up, you're bundling because it's like negative 30 degrees. But man, what a challenge that would be, right?
Oh yeah.
That sounds cold.
Yeah, it's incredible. But yeah, I mean, one of the contests I used to do in Ruhrpott. I don't even know how to say it correctly, and I've been there a bunch of times. It was in, I guess, kind of the northwest part of Germany, and it was the biggest barbecue contest in Europe for many years. There'd be 120 teams there, 130 teams, and there'd be American teams that would come over, and teams from 20, 30 different countries, and that was a blast.
Yeah.
I mean, and that was, you had to be on your game because there's a lot of teams there and a lot of great teams. So you would have to make your own sausage from scratch. You had to do desserts. And these were mandatory. Theirs aren't like ancillaries that you decide to do or not. They were mandatory. And then you have your chicken, pork, ribs, and brisket. And then it was $10,000 to the winner.
Oh,
there
wow.
were trophies from one, but it was $10,000 to the winner. And the closest I ever came was third. The first year I did it, I got third overall. And I think one other time I got like seventh overall. But it was a tough competition because, I have a 30-foot trailer over here. Over there, I have 2 canopies, 37 degrees, rain's coming down. I'm sleeping on a 1978 plastic, lounge chair.
Sounds nice.
Right.
Cozy.
With my head, next to the firebox, keep warm.
Extreme barbecuing.
Right. It sounds like a TV show
Yeah.
you need to put out.
But I just love my experiences over there because it was always a challenge. Sometimes I didn't know what cooker I was cooking on until the day before. The first time I went over there, I had to explore the charcoals. I'm cooking on a charcoal smoker, and I don't know. They don't have B&B charcoal, or they didn't have B&B charcoal. They didn't have Royal Oak. They didn't even have Kingsford. I bought like 6 different brands of charcoal, and I cooked on every one of them for days to decide which one I wanted to use for my first contest over there.
Oh, wow.
That's like
Yeah.
something you wouldn't even think about. Like, oh shit, they don't have
Yeah.
charcoal.
Right. I know.
Yeah, it's not. It wasn't the same. They didn't have all the brands back then. There's been a lot more distribution over there since then, and a lot more companies coming up with great brands. But they didn't have that my first few years going over there.
Yeah, I love how international this whole sport of barbecue has become. I volunteer for the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, their barbecue portion of it.
Can I stop you for a second, James? We have to. I'm sorry, Bob. We have to hear about this on a freaking daily basis. That James volunteers.
Look,
Okay,
I'm just doing my
I just wanted you to
service
know.
to the community.
Good Samaritan over here.
Please
you.
proceed, James.
Yeah.
St. James.
Yes.
But they have the International Village there where they invite, I guess, and why I kind of asked you about the championship over there in Europe, because I know they bring over teams from UK, Japan, South America, Brazil. And they bring all these guys and they put them in the, I guess, the championship corner where they have like the winner from the Jack Daniels and Memphis and Mays and all these big time cook-offs, and they get to sit there next to each other and compete. And some of them have done quite well out there.
Wow, that's pretty awesome. Yeah, I didn't know about that particular one. A buddy of mine, Dan Homan, who's from the Netherlands, talked to me for a while about putting together this Ryder Cup style championship where, it was 100+ teams, but they were taking the 5 best European teams for that particular year, 5 best scoring teams, and they wanted to put them up against 5 American teams. So him and I talked about it for years, and I said, all right, we're gonna do this. We're finally gonna do this. So Mo and I have been traveling over there and doing our thing and teaching classes and competing and, making commercials and stuff. So I said, I'm going to be a team. Mo's going to be a team. We called a few people. We talked to Tuffy. He said yes. We talked to Byron Chisholm, Butt Rub. He said, yeah, I'll come over. We talked to Sweet Smoke Q, Jim and Jeff Elser, and Michael McDearman was on the team. And we got our 5 teams together, and we went over there, and it was a double contest. So 100+ teams, double contest. But then on the side, we were taking the 5 American scores against the 5 best European team scores to have an overall European or American champion.
Oh,
it was really cool.
Nice.
Okay.
It was really cool.
Did you whoop them?
No.
No.
They got it.
They got us.
Now we all the American teams finished in the top 10 out of the 120-some teams. But they got, point-wise, they got us at the end. And there was some crazy-ass weather and stories. But this double was not like you're doing a turn-in Friday and a Saturday and then another turn-in Saturday and Sunday. This is chicken turn-ins at 12, and you're turning 2 boxes of chicken. Rib turn-ins at 12:30, you're turning 2 boxes of ribs and pork and brisket all the way down the line.
Huh. That's weird.
That's kind of cool, though.
So, yeah. And they had 2 sets of judges. They had 2 tents. So they had one table, and one of your boxes was going to tent A, and one of your boxes was going to tent B, and they were both getting judged at the same time.
Shit. I've never heard of that type of scoring system. So is one of them like if you make it to the second table, or are you making it to final table? Is Tim?
It's like doing 2 contests at once.
That's crazy.
Because you have 2 complete judges.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was like a and a B. And it was forget what they called it. It was like this contest, Raga Fest 2017, competition 1 and competition 2.
Yeah.
And they called 4 separately, and you could win 2 grand champions if you know what I mean. That's really interesting.
No, that's very interesting. So is that something that y'all gonna keep going forward with and doing maybe every other year or something? They come here, we go there type deal.
We talked about doing it again. I would love to do it again.
Yeah.
It's just that we all get busy doing a million different things and being torn in 10 different directions, and we just haven't done it. And there hasn't been a whole lot of travel like there was. This was in 2017.
Okay.
And we talked about doing again, and
well,
dare I say, COVID hit.
I'm not going
to as much.
No, I'll say I'm not going to lie to you. That is something that I think a network or something like that would. It's kind of a cool little thing. I mean, if you think about it, that if it was going to be pitched as a show or something, because I could see that taking off, going like you're taking the best of. This team captain is picking these different teams to go against this group. It's from basically the Ryder Cup Series style. I mean, it's just that's kind of a cool idea. It was
awesome. I would sign up for something like that again in a heartbeat. There's actually a 30-minute show on it. They filmed it. So I'll have to get you the link.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
But if you haven't seen it, it's really cool. And it was really fun because, because I traveled over there. Now, I did smuggle a brisket to that contest. I had a beautiful Wagyu.
Rightfully so.
That was funny.
Yeah.
Did you have like duct tape to your chest when you
how did you
roll through customs or?
No, I had the point strapped to one leg and a flat strap to the other.
Next on Smugglers, I've seen that TV show.
Right.
Yeah.
The brisket smuggler.
Oh yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
Hey,
brisket.
you do what you got to do, man. Hey, it is what it is, right there.
Yeah, but I handed in 2 brisket boxes off of 1 brisket.
Again, you do
And I
what you
had
got to
4
do. Yeah.
Yeah, I did 2 boxes off 4 racks of ribs. I bought my chicken there. You know, it's wild.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Hey Bob, I was going to ask you really quick. I know we're probably pressed for just a little bit of time, but barbecue fail. I mean, we always ask the guests, do you have a notable fail? And honestly, it doesn't have to be barbecue. It could just be, I don't know, pizza fail,
Catering.
catering, whatever. You got any quick little story you can share with us?
Oh Jesus, I have so many fails. Listen, if you don't fail, you succeed,
That's right.
because that's how you learn. I tell my kids that every day. Don't fail too much, but you got to fail once in a while so that you can learn from it. But I'll tell you a quick one. This is one of my favorites. It actually turned out in my favor, but this is a great lesson for anyone who competes, who cooks, who challenges themselves. And all right, so here's what happened. Years ago, there used to be the Sam's Club tour. Okay. The Sam's Club barbecue tour, it was KCBS style, and it started out with 750 teams across the country from East Coast to West Coast, and you had to win a local event. So you had to take top 10 in a local event to move on to a regional round, and then the regional rounds, you had to take top 15, and if you came in top 15 in your regional round, you went to the championship in Bentonville, Arkansas. It was the top 50 teams out of 750 teams that started out. And I was very fortunate to get to Bentonville, Arkansas, the top 50 teams, several times, maybe 5 times over the course of the years. So I was at a regional event. I was cooking by myself. I had my brand new trailer, my 24-foot rig. And this was the first time I was cooking out of a trailer that had a kitchen in it and a porch where my smokers were. And like I said, I was cooking alone. We had some weather come through. I made a few changes. I had a new trailer, and I decided that I was going to cook chicken drums instead of chicken thighs.
Right.
And I did this. I practiced the heck out of this because I thought I would stand apart. And this was at a time where chicken legs, chicken drums, were not a very popular thing to do in KCBS. Everybody was handing in thighs. So when you did legs, people were like, ooh, you're either going to kill it or you're going to get killed. So I made a decision to do the legs. I practiced my ass off. And we had power outages. And I have this so I get all my seasoned chicken, all my chicken seasoned, I get it on a rack. First time doing it in a competition. And I step out of the kitchen to the back porch of the cooker with this beautifully seasoned chicken. And my toe hits the threshold between at the doorway. And I jerk forward, and chicken legs are round. Chicken thighs are flat.
Yep.
Every freaking chicken leg rolled off of my rack and hit the trailer floor.
Oh, man.
Now, I'm on a timeline here. I've got to be on my game, and I'm cooking alone. So I just put the rack down. I put my hands to my head, and I just shook my head. I was like, I can't even believe this. So I told myself at that moment, like, you have 2 hours to turn in. You're either going to fail or you're going to figure out a way to make this work. And I picked up every piece of chicken off the trailer floor, which I had just sweat. It was cleaner.
Hey,
Cleanish?
Right? But
5-second rule is fine with me.
Cleanish. So we're in a parking lot. So when you're stepping on and off the trailer, you're bringing pebbles and rocks and whatever up. I filled up a bus tub of clean water, and I soaked and cleaned every piece of chicken and dried it off, and I re-seasoned it, and I bumped my smoker up by 25 degrees, and I put that chicken on. And I cooked that chicken at instead of cooking at 275, I was cooking at maybe 305.
Yep.
Because I lost some time. And I went through my same process. I made tweaks along the way. I put it in the box. It didn't look as great as it would have normally, but I think I cooked 18 pieces of chicken and I turned in 8. And I think I bit into every one of those extra pieces of chicken to make sure there were no freaking pebbles in there.
Right.
And there were no pebbles. I turned it in. I was cooking next to Jeff Elser, the Elser boys, and, a couple other guys. And so we get to awards, and I'm just pissed. I'm pissed because I know I had good turn-ins, except for that. So they're calling chicken, and they're calling 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. And I'm telling these guys the story, and they're like, dude, when that happens, you get a 180. I'm like, I never had a 180 in my life. They're like, no, you get a 180 when you drop things like that. They call first place Barbecue Guru. I get a perfect 180 score in chicken.
Shut up.
I couldn't freaking believe it. You know how fast I ran up and get that damn trophy?
Oh, yeah. You sprint.
Right.
Yeah.
I was like, flash. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, they start throwing our meat on the ground.
I know. Maybe that's the key to it.
Maybe it's washing your chicken first.
That's not it.
No, wash your chicken. Yeah, but maybe it is. But maybe it's also throwing it on the ground first and then washing your chicken.
It tenderizes.
And then, actually, maybe if you did all that and it just bumped up 25 degrees, you might have a winning. You know what I mean? Not that you already don't. I'm just saying. What if that was actually your method? If somebody was trying to learn off of you, you're like, holy, this guy is a
This is the part where you throw it on the ground.
This guy's a madman.
I tell that story at my classes. I should probably just shock the hell out of people and just throw my chicken on the ground at classes.
Yeah. Hey, it got me in 180. Now what?
But so afterwards, one of the guys handed me a little shaker container with a piece of tape on it that said Barbecue Bob's Chicken Rub, and it was full of rocks and pebbles from the parking lot.
Nice.
That's awesome.
That's really
hilarious.
good.
Yeah, it's a fail and a win at the same time.
That's a lesson I teach, and it's a lesson that I learned that day. Is no matter how bad things are going, you can always turn them around. You have to stop. You can't panic. You have to make decisions that are going to benefit you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Dude, earlier we were talking about the Barbecue Hall of Fame, Bob, and different people going in and whatever else. And I feel like, man, one day you're going to be in there.
Well,
was it
that may happen? Here's what I can tell you. I have a passion for barbecue. I have a passion for outdoor cooking. I absolutely love what I do.
Yep.
Every waking moment, and even moments when I can't sleep in the middle of the night, I think about cooking. And I'm just going to keep doing my thing. And if it happens, it happens.
Yeah.
I have goals. That is, for me, is something that, if people see me that way, that's amazing. And it'll happen. But that's not like one of my goals.
Yes, it's not a driving factor. Yeah, I get that. I just want to say, I get it.
Yeah, right. My driving factor is to be the best I can possibly be, to teach as many people as I can possibly teach, to be successful in the backyard, no matter what they're cooking on, and to continue to be creative and fun and educational. That's who I want to be.
That's awesome.
Sounds like you're nailing it.
Hell yeah.
All right, I think we're getting close to the end here, but if folks want to find out about your classes or any of your products or just want to be able to reach out to you, how do they do that?
Yeah, so I have a brand new website. So I don't know if you all knew this or not, but after 23 years with Barbecue Guru, we parted ways, and I've been building my own brand, and I'm really pushing my sauce and seasoning brand forward, my brand ambassadorship. So I'm available to be brand ambassador for, many types of products, and also my classes. So I started, I built a website out called BobTrudnakBBQ.com. And on BobTrudnakBBQ.com, You can learn about my sauces and rubs. You can go to a link to buy my products. You can see what I do as a brand ambassador. You can check out my classes. I do classes with Mo, the Bob and Mo BBQ show, and there are links to that. Mo and I travel around the country. I also do my own pizza classes and some smaller, rib and chicken classes alone. And so everything you need to know about me is at bobtrudnakbbq.com, and there are links there to contact me, and I'd be thrilled to talk to you.
I love that.
Very cool, man. I tell you what, I'm like, man, I'm gonna start watching like every little video that you're putting out on social media sites. I'm telling you right now, I'm a huge fan, brother.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I'm doing a lot on Instagram. I'm doing a lot of Reels on Instagram now and TikTok. I have my secret to success is my son is 16. His 17-year-old friend up the street. She's teaching me how to edit these videos and post them and what's popular and what's not. So hire yourself a 17-year-old if you want to be popular on social media.
There it is.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're going to have to do.
Hey, Bob. Hey, we thank you for taking time out of your schedule to shoot the shit with us here at Grabbing the Brisket. We wish you the best of luck, and hopefully we can get you back on the podcast soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, guys. It was amazing. And when you're ready to have me back, I'll be ready for you guys.
All right, brother.
Thanks, brother.
Later.
Have a good night.
All right. Take care.
Barbecue Bob, dude. I like that guy. He's pretty cool.
Man, he first of all, he's kind of like a big guy, right? He's not a small in stature guy. He probably did. If I was like, oh, I met you, whatever. I almost said, hey, I met you at whatever. And he probably knows that, of course, but I just felt like it's kind of weird. I don't know. Right. I wanted to say a couple of things.
Right.
Thank you for not embarrassing us.
I didn't want to embarrass us.
Embarrassed. The whole team would have just collective sigh.
Jan's like one of those dudes running up to one of those dudes at the Comic-Cons like,
right.
hey, I remember I met you at the...
Yeah. You know what, James? You're just jealous because you could go.
Well, my time that I spent at Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo is really
wasn't the same weekend,
me
James.
a little bit. Okay.
And again, that's your second time you brought that up now, and then that's what you do.
Whatever. That's freaking awesome.
And I think this leads us into the
Grab them in the brisket.
Beer review.
All right. We are not sponsored by Martin House, but this is yet another beer from Martin House.
Why does this keep happening, John?
Because that's the ones
they keep making more beers.
Yeah, they have the cool cans when
it's
I go
the
to
one
HEB.
that they put like right out front, like this end cap. It's just that's just where they go, and that's the first place you see. You're like, oh, new Martin House.
Yeah. Their marketing people do a good job with the cans too.
For sure. This is a pink lemonade sour ale with lemon and raspberries, 5.2% alcohol. I know we don't generally go with the sours, but I don't know. It just jumped out at me. So
Not gonna lie, like the first impression off of smelling this, it smells like a wine cooler.
God, Lord,
pick that up.
You're right. Put it in your mouth. Tell us about the can, Jan.
As he takes a swig.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, the can is it's pretty retro, right? It's kind of a retro can. It's cool. It looks definitely like a lady's drink. And I say that because it's like a bright pink, a pastels, whatever, right? But I will say this is pretty tasty.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I do like the sours more on the tart side, like when we're dealing with like lemons or limes or that type of flavor profile. I mean, I like this. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
This is not bad. I mean, this is a refreshing drink.
Yeah, I just don't like them when they're super over the top sour, and this one's not too bad, I guess.
Do you think it was earlier? I feel like you're holding back on us there, John.
No. Like some of the sours when I taste them, I'm just like almost like an instant stomach ache. I can't do it. This isn't bad. It's not too sour.
This is like a watered down lemonade kind of thing.
Watered down. I wouldn't go with watered down.
Well, not watered. I mean, you know what I mean. But it doesn't taste as tart as you would get like with a.
They get a lot tardier with other Martin House.
Exactly.
Tardier?
Thank you.
You're welcome,
Thank
Jim.
you,
Okay.
Matt.
Yeah.
Matt,
said literally what I was just saying, but I didn't say tardier.
Well,
Tardier.
No.
you should have came with the
Like
word.
it's
Sorry.
something Mr. Belding says on Saved by the Bell or something like that.
I'm not dumbass or your something.
You'll think of a better
Can I
one
go
later.
first on this? Mm-hmm. As far as being a sour,
Nope, just judge it.
this may be the best sour I've ever had in my life.
Oh my god.
Because it tastes. I could drink this. I'll go to work drinking this. I mean,
You
like,
always would. You drink anything at work.
no, I'm just saying I would drink this in front of a cop while I was driving down the road
Okay.
and I'd wave at him.
You're an idiot.
I'm just saying I'd be like waving like, hey, cheers, and then like that, and just taking a drink. Boom, keep going. No big deal. I'm just saying, but it doesn't taste like you're drinking alcohol. It tastes very refreshing. This right here is, and it's, I have a hard time with it because I don't consider it a beer. I taste it like a really good drink.
You're judging it as how it tastes to you.
That's a 7.7.
Wow.
Okay, Matt.
I have a feeling I'm going to have the worst score. So do you want me to go next or save it for the end?
No, I want to hear it. Now I
Yeah?
really want to hear it.
Okay. I think I'm going to give this like a 5.3.
Oh man, it's so refreshing.
Yeah, well, I agree with your earlier assessment that it's like a watered down lemonade.
It is.
You know, it's I don't know, it's just it doesn't taste how I want a sour to taste, and it kind of tastes a little watery. I don't know, it's really not doing it for me.
Yeah, but it didn't have that harsh chemically taste that you get on some of these ones. You're like,
You're right. There's some sours that are worse.
right.
But
You know what I
I
mean?
don't think that makes this better. It's just not as bad as those.
Yeah. Okay, so you're a 5.3,
5.3.
7.7. Okay.
Sorry,
There it
John.
is.
No, don't be sorry.
Okay.
I'm much closer to you than I am to
Oh,
Jan.
okay.
It's okay. It's not great for me. Something with sours recently, they're just not doing it for me. I'm going to go
Yeah.
probably like a 5.4. I'll be right
Oh,
there
wow.
with you. It's
Okay.
not great.
Really?
It's okay. It's middle of the road.
Damn.
I would drink it if
I'm way too high on this.
I
Yeah.
had to. I guess.
5.0. 5.0.
Oh, wow. Okay, we're all about there.
Okay. Damn.
It's
Jan's
just
lost
me.
it. Yeah.
I mean, I would drink this like if it's the middle of summer and it's really hot outside
And there's
I'm
no other
really
beer?
thirsty and I didn't pay for it, I would drink it.
Well, I'm just saying this didn't taste. It doesn't taste too acidic. It doesn't taste too.
It's not awful.
Yeah,
No, it's not.
5 is not awful. 5 is okay.
It's very.
I just think y'all are being very negative on y'all's scores. I think this drink is. At
I
least
think
a-
what's happening
at
is that you
least
might
a
have rated it a
7.
little too high, and
At
now
least
you're
a
trying to
7.
save yourself.
No. I think I am 100% spot on of how this tastes, of how it should be scored.
Well,
Because y'all
I
are
think-
tasting. Because y'all are grading this off of not taste. Y'all are grading this off whether this is a beer and how you like beer and
I'm
whatever
going by how
else.
it tastes.
You're saying this is a 5 what?
Yeah, it's middle of the road.
For flavor?
Yes.
This is Flavor Town. This whole thing is flavor.
my God.
It's 100.
It's
Our
not,
super
not going
fan,
to
our
Flavortown
super
for me.
fan Josh is going to go to HEB.
Yeah.
And he's going to pick this up. He's
should.
going to try it. Think it's going to be some 7.7 or whatever you gave it.
It is a
And he's gonna be like,
7.7. When it comes to
Jan,
a
let me
sour,
off. Jan, yeah.
when it comes to a sour, this is a 7.7.
Okay. Well, you know,
A sour. Give me a better sour right now off the top of your head.
any
Go.
other one that I've ever had from Martin House.
Really?
Just name one other sour.
I would say any of their cobbler ones that they make are
Yeah.
better than this.
Really?
Yeah, they're what was it? The
I didn't
blueberry
like that
cobbler
one.
one we had.
I don't know if I had that one.
I can go back and check your score if you want, but
Yeah,
I'm pretty
yeah.
sure we rated it higher.
Okay.
Anyways, I think that wraps this thing up. I think we're done with the grabbing a brisket.
Liars.
Beer review. Perfect.
Try to
I
cut
think,
that
I
liar
think we
out
do a
of
lot
there.
better on the outro beer review as opposed to the intro beer review.
Well, that's because we do we're going up
Yeah.
for the intro and we go down for the outro.
Right.
Oh, I see.
Do we do that? I don't know. I just
We
thought
might
kind
do
of felt
that.
we might even go back and listen to it.
That might be right.
Beer review, then beer review.
Right, right.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, lo.
All right, John.
I think we have a barbecue
I think we
fail, right?
We do.
Or it's a win. I don't know. Somebody called in and left a message on the
I love
hotline.
it. I love it when people call in, leave us messages.
So they do, but real quick, I know we touched on this one time, James, where your barbecue fail was that you carried 2 briskets instead of just 1 brisket, and you dropped it in the middle of all of your acorn,
Yes.
acorn shells.
Correct.
It
Yes.
took 1,000,000 hours of scrubbing that brisket to get all of
those
the
nooks and crannies in that brisket.
Those little shells will stick in the fat. It was like, dude, you got to retrim this brisket. There's no
At
way.
that point, I'm just having acorn crusted brisket.
You're not going to get this off.
That's
I'm
a nice
sorry.
bark.
Yeah. And really quick before you play it, John, if people want to leave us a message, hit us up on the hotline, shoot us your barbecue win or fail, or if you got a question or you just want to talk shit to Jan or whatever,
Yeah.
Yes, do
drop
that.
us a
Bring
line. That's going to be 434-829-2787. 2299.
Yes. If you leave a message talking shit to Jan, I will personally send you a barbecue rub.
And ensure it's aired on the episode.
Bring it.
Exactly. It will be on the next episode.
Bring it, brother. What you got?
All right, let's hear this this barbecue win/fail.
This is Blaine from IBB Backyard Barbecue. Here's my quick fail. I really wanted to try a soft cure cold smoked salmon. I bought the salmon, skinless salmon fillet, put it in a glass dish, and covered it with some salt cure planned for 48 hours. The fail part of the salmon is when I used the gallon-sized Ziploc bag of water for weight to press the salt down on the salmon. During the check on the 24-hour mark, I realized that the bag had sprung a leak and soaked the salt in the salmon. The fail ruined the salmon and made it like a cow salt lick. The fix would be to use a pan on top of the salted salmon with baggies of water inside the pan in case there is leaks. Thanks. IBV Backyard Barbecue.
Dude, there it is, fam.
Was that Blaine?
Yeah, Blaine,
Yeah, Blaine.
IBB Backyard
Yeah.
Barbecue.
With the
So-
salt lick salmon.
So are you going to add him and tell him that we played it or no?
Of course, we got to send him his free bottle of.
Sucklebusters. Everybody wants some Sucklebusters.
Did you just try to cue yourself in to get to say that? Is that what just happened
Don't
there?
worry about it, Matthew.
He was pointing in like.
Yeah. Hey, listen, good for you, man. I love this. Please call in and please give us your barbecue fails because we're going to play them on the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's super fun, and I'm sorry about your salmon, but you're gonna get some kick-ass rub.
There it is.
Oh, yeah. All in all, this is a pretty kick-ass podcast what we did today. I really enjoyed talking barbecue with you guys.
Peace.
Later, guys.
Thanks, everybody. We've been great.
Dang it, Bobby. Just grab the brisket. We'd like to give a special thanks to SUCKLEBUSTERS Barbecue Rubs and Sauces, Bonner's Fiesta Spices, Cooley Nation Custom Koozies, Cambro Manufacturing, Yeti Coolers, the Smoke Sheep Barbecue Newsletter, and Dow Strong Knives. We definitely appreciate your support.